1989 won't know this, but there was a point where these guys were like seminal teenage movie stars, and both highly acclaimed for dramatic work before they started doing really pop movies. And then they both had some substance abuse and ego indulgence, and kind of went off the rails and lost their credibility. And so, but there was a time where they were the greatest, and so we wanted to recapture that sentiment as if the two of them still lived in that version of their reality, even though the rest of the world might not be up to speed. And we did give them things like jetpacks and superpowers, even though they got their ass kicked by Screech. It was like a very specific thing that was both glamorizing and acknowledging of what's now.
And I think our sketch sort of reunited them. Then that led to their reality show,
which I tried to talk them out of.
So we're kind of responsible for bringing the Coreys back to the world.
You're welcome.
So there you go.
And I just want to say I love your guys' work on Toy Fair. It's the seminal golden years of Toy Fair. Your contribution.
Matt Senreich was the editorial director, and Tom Root was both the letters columnist and frequent contributor to Toy Fair magazine, as well as multiple other Wizard titles. The comedian was just giving him credit.
That was a great job. That was like one of the most fun jobs of all time, working on that toy magazine.
Our office and the pranks we played in that office, I don't know how we didn't get fired. What's that? Oh, yeah. I mean, there were moments in that office where we filled entire offices with balloons from floor to ceiling. I still have a scar from tying about 1,000 or 2,000 balloons right on my finger.
They covered every individual item in someone's office with aluminum foil. Every single item. The pens, the cup that the pens were in, every paper clips, individually covered with aluminum foil.
Fun times.
I've got 3 questions.
3 questions? The only reason you can answer them is because you've got that big sword.
One is we feel so honored you come down to Melbourne.
Oh, thank you. We're honored to be down
We're
here.
thrilled to get to travel outside our borders and try and present a good image of the United States. And thank you very much for welcoming us with such open arms and accepting all of our brain rot.
Are we gonna make a joke about Tom Cruise?
Did we?
We.
Season 3, I think.
I don't remember our Tom Cruise joke.
No.
She's going to talk about the microphone now.
I don't remember.
Huh. I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, it was all Tom. It
Thank
was really
you.
good.
I'm glad there's going to be season 4.
Yep. Season 4 is actually already finished airing in the States. So if they don't have it here yet, it'll be here soon.
Questions, you must have killed.
Oh yeah, my
You
puppet.
must, at the end of season 2, you killed a monkey, a dog, and then everybody. Then you started killing
The reason
so bad.
the reason my toy likes to kill things is because in the writer's room, it's my mandate to make everything in every sketch more violent, because blood with toys is funny. Hold it up like this. Be like a rock star like that. There you go.
With the current remaking of all of our childhood heroes, do you guys see yourself as like an antidote to the brevity that they try to bring to hero stories?
It's about the question's about remakes. Oh, sorry. Joe Flanagan, y'all. You better get those pictures. The question was about remakes, all the things that we loved as kids being remade. It's double-edged for me, because on the one hand, if you did it right, I don't think you need to do it again. But on the other hand, as I get older, I feel like I understand more the disconnection that younger generations have with the movies that came before them. Like when I was 10 years old, I had no interest in watching 30-year-old movies, which is essentially what the original Star Wars trilogy is, you know? And most of the things that I loved, whether it's Nightmare on Elm Street or the original Friday the 13th, which came out in the 70s, you know what I'm saying? There's just no connection. So I don't begrudge a new generation their opportunity to be introduced to the same characters that I loved and went nuts about. That's why I wasn't mad about the new G.I. Joe movie getting made, even though I gotta say it wasn't very good. Was because all of a sudden there's 12 to 15 foot story billboards of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow looking super badass. And now there's a whole generation of kids who love ninjas the same way that I did when I was 10. So why would I say you can't have that unless you have it the way that I had it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing I would say is I think remakes are great when done well. It's that simple.
It's got to be done well,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like Star Trek, I thought was really great.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the new Star Trek?
But to do a shot-for-shot remake of something like Psycho doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that was weird. It just didn't work. Now, I mean, that said, I'm really hopeful for the new Nightmare. I think Jackie Earle Haley's awesome. I'm fingers crossed that he can do something really cool with that character, which I think is brilliantly iconic and kind of got off the rails as it became more commercial. You know, as soon as you've got little kids in like Freddy toothbrushes, it's not really all that scary.
Hi guys.
Hi,
Hi.
sweet tea lady.
Hi, it's the coolest. I love Robot Chicken. My favourite is Star Wars Robot Chicken. When you did the nerd guy meeting George Lucas, you know, oh my gosh, you're George Lucas. Were you in the booth with him at the time?
I performed the nerd stuff separately, but then I got to direct George for his
I always
VO.
like this story because it was my first interaction with George Lucas, not Seth's. And
I'd gotten to meet him a couple times, but I never in that. So the closest thing to that dynamic, I got to interview him walking around the Star Wars archives for MTV when Revenge of the Sith came out, which was an amazing thing. But I kind of forced myself to be inquisitive and journalistic as opposed to fanboys. We're walking around like touching the Millennium Falcon. I just want to ask, I mean, as a filmmaker, you know, how has CG influenced, you know, I'm trying to ask him important questions, and he just kept messing with me, like nonstop messing with me. The second I got there, he puts the Darth Vader helmet on my head.